Welcome to the Parenting Versus Podcast.
You guys are lucky because the app crashed a minute ago after like 5 minutes of us recording, and I burped into the mic on accident. So you're welcome for not having to do that again.
Well, that was gone forever, and then now you want to resurface it even though there was no memory?
There's no sound effects, so I feel like it's fine. It's funny. We can laugh about it because people don't actually have to hear it this time.
But what we were talking about is your book. So you have a book.
Yeah, so I wrote a book on case management. I am in the editing process. My brother, who is a published author, is editing it for me by doing the typesetting. I told him, please don't change any of the content.
Wait, hang on. Back up. So you're working with your brother.
Typesetting is just formatting. The margins are this big. The page numbers go here. This is where the title goes. Yeah. I have I kind of wrote it that way, but I also suck at that, and I hate it.
You didn't think to ask ChatGPT to help you out with that?
Well, no. Because ChatGPT has some limitations in terms of how much you can copy paste at a time, and I don't want to mess with that.
Oh, but just to tell you how to do it.
I don't want to do it, is the thing. I freaking hate logistics. We all know this. I hate detail-oriented stuff. I don't have the patience for that kind of crap. Mm-hmm. I would rather leave it to somebody who's done it before. I did talk to an editor, professional editor, somebody who does typesetting for a living, and she wanted to charge me $500.
What is typesetting?
I just told you.
No. Oh, but details,
It's basically formatting things so that it can be published correctly. Making sure the margins are the right size so they don't go off the page or get cropped off. Making sure the pictures go in the right spots with the captions. Making sure the book numbers are in the right place. Making sure that you have enough pages in between the title page and the chapters and the intro to the book. It's mostly all the detailed formatting that goes into the physical book, not the content, but the physical part of a book. Mm-hmm. Making sure you have a correct size JPEG for your cover design. All that shit that I know nothing about and I don't care to, that's typesetting. So even if I wanted to say self-publish, or I wanted to send it to a publishing house that will print it for me, mm-hmm. I still have to typeset it all myself. They're not going to do that unless I pay them. And I'm not going to pay them. I don't have that kind of money. I have a GoFundMe, and I think one person donated, so thank you, Daniel Cooper, for that. I appreciate it. But I don't have the funds on my own to just drop that kind of money to get it typeset. So I'm hoping my brother knows what he's doing. If not, I'll just murder him. No big deal. I have a big
You heard it here first. But
Ryan, do it right or you're dead.
But really, the book itself can go through different versions and stuff, right? So
yeah, but for what I want, he actually has a pretty good idea of what I want. As we're sitting here, believe it or not, I have the Hipster Handbook. Mm-hmm. This is my prototype for the size I want my book to be, the format. This is kind of what I'm going off of is in terms of a guide. Mm-hmm. So he knows that. So it helps to know, it helps for him to have that because he knows what I'm kind of aiming for in terms of physical properties. So the Hipster Handbook is a good example. That's kind of my dummy book to say make it look like this when it prints. So
cool.
I'm working on that.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited to get it out there. It's my baby. I don't think it's going to make me a bunch of money or anything. That's not the point though. Yeah. I've always wanted to write a book. I know a lot about case management. There's a lot of things that people don't know when they start the field. And there's experiential things that nobody can teach you until you experience them. So I think this is a good kind of jump in that direction. I was talking to my mentor actually, the other day. I had lunch with him. And we were sitting there talking, and he was asking me about my book a little bit. And I was talking about how, there's some things you never realize you're going to say. And I should tell you, my mentor is an Episcopalian priest, by the way, who happens to also be my old boss and a friend of mine. So it's kind of funny because he has the helping people with weird situations or like offbeat situations down, because he's done it in social services and he's done it on a spiritual level as a member of the clergy too. So we laugh about these things because we used to deal with the same clients at Goodwill. And I was telling him, like, for example, you know, the first time I saw a crack pipe, no, I'm serious. One of my clients, like, it fell out of his pocket and it fell into my car under the seat. And as I was cleaning my car out that day, I found it. And by the way, that day I got pulled over as well. So had I not found it before, like, a police officer, that would have been real bad. But these are the kinds of things that as a case manager, nobody prepares you for that. Nobody tells you, like, hey, you know, there might be a time where somebody has a crack pipe, and if you're transporting them, it like falls out into your car, and you might have to Google what a crack pipe looks like. And then also, what do you do with it when you find it? And, you know, when you get pulled over and they say, is this yours? And you say no, because it's really not, like, what the hell? So stuff like that.
Do you want me to read this book?
I don't care. Yeah. You don't have to read it. Unless you really want to.
Well, I mean, you didn't ask me to read it, so.
I'm not going to make you read it.
I mean, I would like to read it, though.
You can if you want to. I don't know. I mean, you've never been a case manager. I don't know if it would be that interesting to you. But maybe.
But really, like, shouldn't it be interesting to people outside? Like,
it's more of a resource. It's like a niche resource guide. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't help.
I thought it was like sort of like a retelling of stories. Or like identifying the different types of people within case management.
Well, that's one part of it. That's not all of it.
So you don't think I would like it?
It's almost like a loose guide in a very snarky and sarcastic way. I talk about the different types of case management. I talk about ethics. I talk about case noting and how to do it right and what the different formats for case noting are. I talk about the different types of clients. I talk about the different types of case management you can do. I talk about having difficult conversations with your clients, how to approach it. I talk about self-care. I mean, it's you can read it. I'm sure you'd glean something out of it, but
I mean, really, I just like enjoying the work that you make. So, I don't know. You could write
There's a lot of snark in there. You'll know it's me.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
So anyway, that's what's been going on.
Cool. Yeah, I want to check it out. I'll read it.
Okay. It's not super long. It's like 125 pages, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've read a whole book that's been on paper. I listen to a lot of books. I'm listening to one right now that is about like physics and quantum physics, and like how, I guess the argument is that the universe is not just kind of randomly on its own, but somehow humans have control a bit over it, over the universe itself. There's have you heard of Schrodinger's cat?
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's based around that. So it's a very kind of high level, but it's a little bit out there. But anyways, what I was going to say about books is I haven't read a whole lot. I like reading. I just never have any. I mean, that's an excuse. I probably can find some time to read, but I just haven't.
It's the mental energy that it takes as a parent to try to sit down and read uninterrupted, and with thought and quality and yeah.
If I'm reading, there is no distractions around, because if my focus gets interrupted, I just can't pick up where I left off. And even if it is quiet and I don't have uninterrupted focus, what happens is I feel like I need to be doing something else that is not this. Like,
yeah,
I have responsibilities that need to be taken care of. I can't be sitting here doing my like leisurely activities. Yeah.
No, I get it. Well, I think also like when you're home, there's all these reminders of like the shit you should be doing or you think you should be doing. And it's like, it's frustrating. It's funny because I was going to tell you when you were talking about different quantum mechanics and things, quantum physics.
I think it's quantum physics, yeah.
So it's ironic that you mentioned that, because I was looking at this Instagram handle this morning and it's called Physics Gene, like Physics Gene, Gene. I think it's just his name.
Like the guy's name. Yeah.
It's fascinating. And I started with the Klein bottle analogy. Klein bottle. It's this picture, right? And it says, this object can only exist in fourth dimensions. The neck of this bottle penetrates into itself in such a way that there is no inside or outside. Which I was like, that kind of blew my mind as I was looking at it. And I was like, okay, I sent you a bunch of these, by the way. And then it started going into talking about interstellar and like fourth dimensions and like all these different like black hole and wormhole things and what happens to space and time. And how they interact with each other. And like, I was laying in bed first thing in the morning, like just reading about quantum mechanics because I don't know why. Quantum physics. I can't talk. Mm-hmm. But yeah, lots to think about there.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it's like super high level, like ideas, but I don't know. There's some very interesting things. And I'm trying to figure out how it all pieces together. Like,
this is a good starting point for that, actually.
Well, I'm reading a book right now.
Well, I mean, Instagram is a little...
Yeah, like bits of information that are digestible.
Like it was talking about how Jupiter's gravitational pull actually like protects Earth from like asteroids.
Oh yeah,
all
definitely.
This other crazy stuff. And like, there's all kinds of crazy things. Like, if light has no mass, how is it affected by black holes? And then it shows you like, this is what happens. And you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And it makes you feel very small in the universe. In school, you've learned that there are 5 states of matter, but there are actually as many as 22 states of matter in the universe. What?
Well, there's like dark matter. What? Yeah.
Yeah. See.
So there's a solid, a liquid, a gas. What is plasma? A state of matter.
Yes.
There's different kinds of ice too. Did you know that?
Well, there's like dry ice. There's like.
Well, no. There's like. Ice. There's like ice. I don't know. They like
ice.
Yes.
Sorry, you set it up. Like you said, it was so perfect.
Yeah. Vanilla ice is in there too. But no, like there's ice that's like under a lot of pressure, like underneath the surface, and they number. It's like there's like ice 12 or ice 10. I have no idea how it's numbered, but they numbered the ice, and it's just the molecular structure is different. I don't know.
Yeah, this stuff blows my mind, and like. I was thinking about this, like it was based on something that like was said a while ago, and it was like all this hype around like aliens. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. There's all this hype around aliens, and we're like, oh yeah, aliens, like they probably exist. That's crazy. We are prepared to meet like little green men from outer space, like mentally in our heads. What if like there's just other humans out there? Like, are we prepared to meet just like distant humans? Like, that would fuck with our ability to, like, be such a self-centered society.
Yeah.
Because we would realize we're not the center of the universe. And, in fact, there's other people
I mean, how would it be other people? Because we came here by a certain set of specified, like, timeline.
Right.
How would there be other humans? I think the only way that would happen is if, like, there was another timeline that existed that was, like, also us.
Well, time is not linear. So... that's a possibility.
What do you mean? Time is not linear?
Time is not linear. It's more like a... Oh, there's a word for it. There's a shape. I can't think of the name of the shape.
A circle?
No, it's...
Ellipse?
Nope. It's way more complex than that. We can't even draw it. Oh my gosh. It's not a parallelogram. There's a shape. It's like string theory. Oh, what is the name of the shape? This is gonna drive me insane.
So that's what the shape that time is?
Yes. I'm trying to think of like what it's called. A tesseract.
I've never heard of that.
Tesseract.
So time is not in a line, it's a tesseract? And it's just like...
It theoretically could be a tesseract. It's just like layers on layers of layers of dimensional time. But because we can only comprehend like 3-dimensional time, it might just be on a different plane than we can comprehend or exist.
Yeah.
Or see.
So if there's... I mean, yeah, I guess there's like things about the universe that are just mysteries to us, even like today. But like with our advanced, science... But I guess what I'm trying to say is like the way that we came to be as humans is very specific, and the chances of us being here is like very low, but we're here. So for that to happen twice is even more so like not
But we're
not
only
likely.
one solar system. There's like trillions of solar systems out there that we know nothing about. And yeah they're way more distant than we are. Like, we'll never know. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because time and science even is made up of patterns.
Yeah.
Right? And like matter and things that have rules. And so obviously our existence fits into those scientific rules and patterns somehow.
No, that makes sense. So I think that it's...
We'll never know, because it's... I mean, they're probably off in some other solar system galaxy we can't even...
Yeah. I think it's likely that there's other life in the universe. The universe is vast, and there's probably life, but the chances of other humans, I think, is unlikely. But who knows?
I think that's a very Western view.
Like humans, like we came here in a very, like it's, like we could have been some other species. Sure. That's not human.
Yeah.
But there had to be a lot of stuff that happened from like the creation of the universe to where we are here for us to be here.
That's true.
Like,
but who's to say that couldn't happen on a different scale somewhere else?
Yeah, right, I guess it could. But they had to.
And then you go into the question of like, is there a creator? And if that's the case, then there's a whole set of rules we know nothing about. And that goes into like, I mean, I think you can go a lot of different directions, but that's the cool thing about science is that you can think on those things and you can wonder. And as long as you don't lose that wonder, you can learn something.
So, yeah. And if I read a book, can I ask you to read it?
As long as it's not a fantasy novel.
You are going to be the first person that I am excited to say, hey, look at this work. Can you read it?
Yeah. What is it going to be about?
I don't know. Probably something very niche.
Is it going to be about space?
What I'm trying to get at is
I don't know why I just like paused when I said that. Space.
What I'm trying to get at is I want you to be excited for me to read your book.
I am. It's hard though. It's just like art. Like you put yourself out there and you hope it doesn't suck, or you hope that somebody gets what you're saying, or that they can relate, or that they find some value in it. And then at the same time, you're like,
well, if you make something...
What if this sounds fucking stupid? And people are like, what an idiot. Why did she write a book?
Well, whatever.
Burn that shit down. Like,
if you make something, like,
I don't know. Sure. As long as you buy a copy, you can do whatever you want with it. You can burn it.
Wait, you're going to make me buy it?
I'm not going to make you buy it. I'm saying you in general, people out there. If you buy a copy of my book and you think I'm stupid, that's fine. Burn your book. But buy a copy, though.
I have a blog. There's all kinds of stupid stuff in there. And I got... So there's like a little bit of a feeling you get, like when you put something out there.
It's a vulnerability factor.
Yeah, but you have a resistance to like, oh, should I submit this? Should I publish this? Because I'm saying some pretty ridiculous things, and like people might think that I'm stupid. So I've had a blog since I was like, I don't know, probably for like 15 years, and I got that, and of course what I write is so stupid. It's really dumb, but when you know that it could be out there and other people can read it, like anybody in the world can click on your blog and read it, you feel like a little bit of like, oh crap, like did I say something dumb? Am I stupid? Whatever. And in my case, it's true. Like I did say something dumb and I am stupid, but that's okay. Like
you're not stupid. Okay.
Have you read my blog?
Some of it. And no, you're not stupid.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about a blog is that you're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for yourself. You're just allowing everybody else to take a peek.
There is an interview with Rick Rubin.
Who's that?
Rick Rubin produced a lot of like, I think like Death Row, a lot of the old school.
You said Rick Rubin and my brain automatically went to Rick Astley because that's where my life's going now.
Yeah. I mean, he's...
Like, that redheaded guy? Just kidding.
He's probably a very, very nice guy.
I'm sure he's great, yeah.
He's British. Aren't all British people?
Rick Astley, we're never going to give you up.
Never going to let you down. So, no, but Rick Rubin, he was in this interview, like it was a snip of an interview on Instagram, like how everybody gets all their media, like in snippets from Instagram or TikTok or whatever.
It's true, our attention spans are shit.
Yeah.
That's why I learned about quantum physics on Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we have. We have the couple of moments, like when you're sitting on the toilet or whatever, like to...
If you're a man, you're in there for 45 minutes, though.
Whatever. That's your piece. So, but anyways, his interview... Why are you putting the cup on your face?
It feels good. It's warm.
Oh.
Kind of.
So, anyways, what am I trying to say? Yeah, Rick Rubin. He did this interview where they were talking about his... So he wrote a book recently, which I do want to get. I have library card, and I'm going to get the audiobook. But in the interview, they were talking about the book, and like they started talking about something about like who the audience was for, blah blah blah, and he went on about basically the main point of this is he said his art is for him. Mm-hmm. I make this for me.
Yeah.
And if I don't like this, how can I expect anybody else to like it? And if I like it, chances are other people are going to like it. So
that's why I wrote my book, because I was like, it started with a really bad day at work, and I was pissed, and I was like, fuck this job, fuck these people, I'm sick of this shit. And I was really mad, and I was like, I don't want to do anything except for I need an outlet right now because I'm mad. Like, I'm sick of this. And I was like, you have these moments, especially I think in social services, where you're like, nobody freaking warned me about this. Like, there was no warning, and here we are. And so I was like, well, whose fault is that? Maybe I could give the warning. You know, maybe I could like write about this and somebody will find it helpful. Or it won't be like they're in this case management situation and they're new and they get blindsided by this ridiculous thing that they didn't see coming, like I've been so many times. And so, but that was the thing. I had to sit there and think about it. And like, the more I thought about it, I was like, what has kept me here for so long? You have to have a sense of humor to do that work. If I didn't have a sense of humor, I would not have lasted as long as I did. And like, I think that's like...
You kind of fell into case management too. It's not something that you didn't aspire to be case manager.
And most people do. That's the thing that no one understands. People don't like go to school like they do for like social work and like counseling, but nobody goes to school and says, I'm going to go to school to be a case manager. That's like the lower level shit in terms of like social work and counseling, because you don't have to have a degree. It's a lot of like, learn as you go, feet to the pavement, in the thick of it. Like, you're learning about the craziest things as you're dealing with the craziest things. And you don't have a textbook to teach you how to do it. And you don't have like a salary that pays you enough to do it, and you're doing it. And so case management a lot of times is something that people fall into.
Yeah. And the people that
There's no handbook.
The people that got the degrees, chances are they weren't like client facing, or maybe they worked for a little bit and
they are for their internship, and then they move on to do other things, but they're not ever like, I don't want to say that because that's not fair, but people that get paid a lot and have social work degrees, they're pushing paper. You know, they're not out there like dealing with meth heads every day. Mm-hmm.
Because they have the license that's required by the state or whoever to like sign the paper, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then there's people who are the case managers, or the people who are with the client. They're the ones that are getting the brunt of everything.
Right. We get the brunt of clients' good days, bad days, their addictions, their crisis situation. I mean, like, that's the thing. And nobody prepares you for what that's going to look like, or even gives you an idea. And nobody like can tell you how to handle it until you're in the middle of it and they've been through it themselves. So I just thought it would be helpful to have like a voice kind of like telling people, hey, you feel this way. That's totally fine and it's totally normal. Believe it or not, a lot of people feel this way. You know, so I think that, but there is some vulnerability because I don't want to piss anybody off. There's going to be some stuff in there that people are probably not going to like, or they're going to know who I'm talking about, even though I'm not using their name. Like, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That's good. And you did something. So
yeah,
it's great. Yeah. I don't know. I think right now I'm trying to find time to like, you know, decompress or do my thing because like I told you, every day I'm working and
every day you're hustling?
Every day I'm hustling.
Okay. Same, bro.
And I'm pretty lucky. Like right now, the job that I have, they told me explicitly, like no remote work ever. Like it's never going to happen. I get on board and they're like,
they have to say that.
Yeah. They're like, well, you know what? We have some flexibility and you can go ahead and work from home, partial days, like try to come to work as much as you can. So, I mean, it's a lot more flexible than I thought it was going to be. So I'm pretty lucky.
That's cool.
I can pick up my kids. I can drop them off. So I'm
sorry.
Oh no, I forgot I was going with that, but
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think we're in a good place. We're in a better place than we've been for a long time. Like,
yeah.
We both have like this autonomous balance finally, where we're allowed to do things with our kids and pick our kids up and
Yeah. No, so it's that's good. Oh yeah, that's where I was going with this. So, but now, but I'm still working like all day, every day. What are you smiling about?
I just got a text from the neighbors, B and J, and Jay told his wife, who's our neighbor down the street, and we're friends with them, that we're part of a cookie swap. So now you have to make biscochitos. It's on. Nice.
I got to figure it out. I know. So biscochitos, if you're not familiar with New Mexican culture, biscochitos are amazing. My kids don't like them. Neither does my wife. But
I do like them. I like them with milk, and I like them with coffee.
They have to be crumbly so that it feels like you have a delicious like mouthful of sand. And that doesn't sound appetizing to a lot of different people, but it's like a very crumbly cookie, and it's very dry. Well, I don't know how to describe it, but it's crumbly, and it tastes really good. It has anise seed, and it's basically a sugar cookie with anise seed in it. But they're a traditional like Christmas cookie here in New Mexico. So yeah, I'm down, and I will get the recipe from my mom, and I will make some. We do have one cookie cutter.
Yeah, and we found it. I think we found it in a drawer at our old house. Like someone had left it there, and then we were like, "Oh, weird." Mm-hmm. All right, cool. And we just kept it. It's not even something we bought or picked. We just found it.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'll make some cookies. But anyways, what I was going to say is, like, it's good to find something that can bring you some joy, like write a book or whatever, to explore, like, the things that you love. We've said this a lot. And for me, I am working, 8 hours a day. And then when I come home, I get to work right away. Second I come home, I'm taking off my stuff. I'm changing into my comfortable clothes. Have to change into comfortable clothes.
Speaking of comfortable clothes, you're cracking me up today because you have a sweatshirt and a hoodie on your head and you're wearing shorts.
Yeah, that's how I do. Yeah, it's a weird combo, but I like to be warm on the upper half, but the lower half needs to be cool. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, when I get home from work, I'm back to work. Like I change into my comfy clothes and then I start cooking dinner. Like dinner's my thing, which is fine. I don't complain about that. I enjoy cooking.
Freaking hate cooking.
Which is fine. I'll do it. But then I cook for a little bit, maybe like an hour and a half or whatever, and
we let him cook.
Yeah, no, you guys let me cook. That's a saying that the kids are doing.
Hanging out
with middle school. And that's why I get so grumpy too. Like I cook, I'm working my ass off all day. Then I come home and work my ass off some more. And then I'm like, hey kids, it's dinner time. And then nobody listens to me. And then I go into the room of them. I'm like, hey Lindsey, it's dinner time. And then I just sit at the dinner table.
I listen to you. That's not.
No, sometimes you guys are doing your thing. I try to give you guys grace or whatever. But like.
Middle school kids out there again. Too bad Luke's not home.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm cooking. And then on the weekends, like. I cannot relax. I cannot let my mind settle unless everything is picked up, the dishes are done. If I can vacuum, like it has to be vacuumed. I can maybe get away with like the kids' rooms being dirty if I close the door, but I don't like it. I like their rooms to be clean.
I do too.
I like my room to be clean.
Doing it for them, and that's the freaking parent struggle. Is like. You're disgusting, your room is gross, like clean it up, and then they don't, and it gets to a point where I can't stand it anymore, so I end up doing it, which is not good. Yeah. Because it doesn't teach them to do it. It just teaches them to wait long enough to where I will do it.
Yeah.
Gotta fix that. I don't know how.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we leverage the things that they love to do, because we've let them get away with a lot. But
yesterday we came down on them though. Yeah. We actually cracked the whip, and I was proud of us.
I'm starting to have what's called a zero tolerance policy with Luke. But no, he responds to that. The other day I was like, "Hey Luke, there is a Pepsi bottle right there next to the TV. He's playing Xbox, he's playing Fortnite. Fortnite's his game. There's a Pepsi bottle, there's a bowl with a snack and some wrappers, and like your socks and shoes are on the living room floor. And dude, you're like throwing it up with your buddy, and I know you're having a blast, but I need you to pick up everything, please." And he's like, "Oh, dude, we have 1 second. And then I just said, "Hey, Google, turn off the Xbox." Boom, Xbox was off. And I was like, "Man, told you, zero tolerance." And next time I asked him to pick some things up, he was pretty quick about it. So
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I have it set so that Google can turn off the Xbox. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I did. No, he's very incentive driven, and that's how you have to do it. You can threaten as long as you want to, but until you actually act, he's not gonna do anything differently.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I want to be able to give him chances, but like, it just backfires like every time.
Yeah. I think so. We banned him for today, but he's been pretty good. At church, he decorated a tree. Him and Samuel, they're so proud.
Was it just him and Sam?
Yeah, and then there was a couple of other middle school kids, but he was super proud. And I know that after coming home from that, and then your parents making cookies, like he might need a little downtime.
He's gonna need some decompression time, and I get that. I'm the same. I call it buffer time.
Yeah.
Because like, and I think this is why I hate pickup. Like, I hate picking kids up from school, which is horrible to say, but I hate it because it's like I get off work and I have to go. There's no buffer time in between, and it messes with my like psyche and my well-being.
What about the drive? Drive's not a buffer time for you?
No, it's not long enough. Nice. I listen to a podcast sometimes in the car, or I'll watch a really stupid show in my car, but I'm just like sitting there. And it's also the physical environment of picking up Luke at middle school. Mm-hmm. It's chaotic.
Oh yeah, it's
chaos, and I hate it, and
nutty.
It puts so much stress. Like, I'm sitting there like waiting for it to happen, and I'm just dreading it the whole time. And then it happens, and there's like so much going on, and I'm just like trying not to hit a middle schooler as they run across the street or like walk into traffic. It's just too much.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
No, that sucks.
Like, my mom will take the kids on Tuesdays, and literally, I would be fine if she just picked them up and dropped them off at our house. She doesn't have to take them to her house. Like, the fact that I don't have to deal with pickup that day is such a relief to me. I hate pickup. I freaking hate it.
I get you.
100%. Sorry, I'm just like gonna go off for a minute.
No, I got you. Buffer time. Let's talk about that a little bit more, but can I take a break real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back. And we're back. So, downtime, buffer time, all the things. I had something I was going to say, but I totally forgot. Oh, yeah. I don't know. You were saying that Luke's going to need that, and I agree. But for you were saying your trip to pick up the kids, the downtime doesn't happen.
Mm-mm. It's like, it takes me a minute to, like, shift modes. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I need time to like be in my element and like clean my house or transition to the next thing. Like, and maybe it's an ADHD thing. I know that we're bad with transitions. But I just need like maybe an hour of time, like after work by myself to like just not have to do anything. But even so, the chaos and the anxiety of like waiting for Luke to get out of school in that environment is really hard for me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I hate it.
I agree.
There's like no structure to the pickup at the middle school. It's really crazy. There's kids that like they'll run it like in front of your car to go to their parents' car in the middle of traffic. There's like a really busy road there. Like there's just so much going on. It puts a lot of stress on me, and I don't like it.
It is very stressful. Yeah. So I could see that. I pick up as well. I'll pick up Luke sometimes, and for me, I'm not as stressed out. I think for that, like that situation, those scenarios, I just have a job to do and I'll get it done. And it kind of distracts me actually. I don't mind it because it like keeps me distracted, and I'm like okay with that. But when it comes down to it, the everyday, like I'm on all the time. So I do need the downtime. I don't want to say I've never had the downtime, but what?
My stomach keeps growling and making the weirdest noises, and I'm not hungry. It's just like, bleh, and I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, stomach?
Like, I ate lunch. I'm not even hungry. I don't know what this is.
It's called digestion.
It's just like loud.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys can't hear that. It's like, wow.
I didn't hear a single thing. But yeah, like, and I'm trying to figure out what that is, what the downtime looks like. I told you, like, I have a job that has a lot more flexibility. Like, my last job, I was a supervisor. Like, I had, like, my regular duties, and then, like, there was not any downtime. And I was okay with it. Like, the days went by really fast and everything. But now, I have responsibilities, but they're not as, like, weighted, I guess you could say. And in the morning, I can have this time to, like, I can, like, and you know what I have to decide that I want to take downtime. Like, not, how do I put this? I'm not, like,
to force yourself to do nothing sometimes.
Yeah. But I'm at work, I'm still working. Like, I'm doing what's called, I'm doing, like, self-reflection. I'm doing, like, career stuff. I'm doing training. Like, I'm doing stuff, but it's stuff that I want to do. Mm-hmm. And typically I would feel guilty about that, but, like, I have to force myself. But that's work. At home, what I'm trying to get at, which it takes me forever to freaking spit it out, is, like, what?
You don't hear this.
No.
It is freaking loud. I'm sorry. It's like, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Okay, sorry.
Nope, didn't hear a single thing.
I'm gonna sit up. Maybe it'll stop.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Lindsay's, like, posture is, like, yeah. So, but yeah, this is where video games comes in. Mm-hmm. Here we go. We found a PS3, which is what?
Nothing. He just said, I understand, thanks. Anyway, that's a side conversation. Forget it.
Oh.
PS3. Video games.
Yeah.
Downtime.
Yeah. So,
You do video games, I go refinish furniture in the garage.
And that sounds fun, too. Like,
fun.
I want to do something that kind of brings me some joy or whatever. Like, video games, so I feel insanely, like, guilty playing a video game. I love technology. I love, like, the background of, like, the hardware and software and how it all works. What?
I'm yawning, sorry.
Oh,
I thought ADHD. Coffee makes me sleepy.
Oh,
I thought
you were laughing.
No, I'm yawning because I just had drank a cup of coffee at 2 in the afternoon, and now I'm like, nap time.
Nice. You want a non-alcoholic hazy IPA? It's actually pretty good.
I just water. I need water probably.
So yeah, video games, I feel incredibly guilty because, like, there's so much more that I could be doing. It's similar to, like, a book. Like, if I'm reading a book, like, there's so much more I could be doing. There's probably dishes. There's probably laundry. There's probably something, and it's never done. But with the book, with the book, my attention is, like, broken, and I can't get back into the story, and it's really hard to stay focused. A video game, like, locks in your focus, and, like, it kind of takes you to a different place. Like, right now, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, which is it's a Western.
I use that from the music that plays, which is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. And this game came out in 2010, so it's literally like a 22-year-old game. Which is surprising to me because I've never played this game before. I've heard of it. A lot of people played it. I haven't had the last video game system I bought for me was a PS2, and I was in college. So since then, I have not had a video. I mean, I guess we bought an Xbox for Luke, and sometimes I'll play that. But I like video games. It takes you to a different place. Like, it's really cool technology. But then this thing sets in when you're like, I could be installing a light, or I could be
finishing furniture in the garage.
Well, I could be installing the floors that, like, need to be done or whatever. And I don't want to, like, let those go, but then I still want to balance having that time. And then on top of that, I'm 40, and is it socially acceptable for a 40-year-old man to play video game?
I think a lot of 40-year-old men play video games.
You didn't answer the question.
No, I know a lot of women whose husbands play video games. Our neighbors down the street, for one.
Yeah.
So, like, I know this, and I know it's normal, and I know it's just annoying because I think as women, we have different outlets, and they don't look like that. And so when we see that, we're like, what the fuck?
Grow up. 40-year-old men.
Yeah, kind of. But then again, we have to remember that men are, like, 10 years behind us in terms of maturity. So, like,
I think it's our generation. Like, previous generations, 40-year-old men are not going to be playing, video games. Like,
it's because they were on Wall Street. snorting cocaine.
I guess. They were the wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Howling.
They were busy buying hookers and snorting coke.
Yeah.
Okay? And dealing with insider trading. Here you go.
I guess. Dude, such a...
That escalated so fast.
Yeah, they're like, screw your Mario.
I'm going to go snort some coke in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Totally relatable.
Yeah. But like our parents' generation, like there's no way. Like what did your dad do at 40? Or what did other dads that like from our generation, what did they do at 40?
They golfed.
I mean, they
went golfing.
My generation, they love to golf too. Our generation, they love to golf.
I've never seen you golf, like maybe one time.
I like to golf. You
should do that more.
Again, okay, so.
Here's the thing. I think golf is more acceptable because one, it's a sport, a physical sport. Two, you're outside, you're getting fresh air. Like there's something societally acceptable about that for your mental health.
Yeah. I like to golf.
Socially acceptable.
Golf can be a little bit pricey. There's some city courses that are, not too bad. But, and I guess video games could be pricey too. But like, I don't know. I like both. I like both of those things.
What if we got like a VR headset and like I just checked out and like I was always on the VR headset? And I just like stopped mom and I was like, hold on.
Would that be different from...
I gotta go to my second life, my fake family in here.
Would that be different from us checking out on our phones?
Probably not. It would just be more apparent because it'd be more obvious.
Yeah. I did hear that one.
See?
Your stomach is growling.
I don't know why.
Yeah. So I do want to like get into the things like the hobbies. I've been. Oh, I was gonna say I've been dadding a lot. I mean,
you're gonna be dadding for the rest of your life.
No, I am. But like, is it okay for a dad to like have some time and do the things that he wants? Mm-hmm. Is that okay? Because part of me says like, no, it's not okay. Like, you have to be doing something for your family all the damn time.
No,
you have to be cooking. You have to be cleaning the house. You have to be doing the yard work or, like, maintaining the cars or, like, maintaining all the background paperwork for all the insurances and all the other stuff. Like,
I think it's okay. I think that maybe there's something where, you try to incorporate your kids into some of that and share those interests with them.
Yeah.
I am trying. It is hard, though, because there's times where I just want to do things by myself and be like, I don't want to deal with kids. Like, I like to bake. I love to bake, actually. It's, like, therapeutic for me because it's not highly sustained attention for the most part. Like, it's just a couple simple steps and then you're done. And sometimes I just want to bake something because I want to do it. And the kids are like, I want to help you. And I'm like, I don't want your help. Like, just let me do this. But then I realize, like, that's their way of wanting to relate to me and do something with me. And so I let them. Yeah. And it sucks because I want to let them.
I want you to want me.
I
need you to want me.
No, I want to teach them things and I want to do things with them. And maybe it's just selfish, but sometimes I don't want to share the things I love with other people. Sometimes I just want to do them for myself.
I gotcha.
And it's a fine line. I think it's a balance. Like, yeah, you like video games, but maybe sometimes you just want to play them by yourself, and that's okay.
Well, the games that I'm playing, I have to play by myself. They're like Red Dead Redemption it's a Western, and there's hookers, and like they're like Western hookers, like because in the Westerns they had like brothels and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a Western, and you're like you have bounties, you have to like kill people and stuff, and it's mature. But like baking, that seems like the perfect activity to do with your kids.
Yeah, except for the fact that like it gets messier when you incorporate the kids, and it takes longer, and then it's like you have to like child-proof all the steps, and like it's a lot of tedious stuff. Like, don't spill that egg over here, don't crack it in there, okay, now dump it in there, no, don't stir that, okay, wait a minute, don't do that yet. Like, there's a lot of like parental oversight, and so it's like that takes away the sort of like therapeutic quality for me. But that's why I buy a lot of like boxed brownies and boxed cookies and stuff, because it's easy. It's something they can do without stressing me out. I'm like, okay, put the milk in there. Cool. All right, let's start. Okay, we're done. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
Everybody wins.
That's nice. I like to cook with the kids too, like when it's appropriate. Julia, if I'm doing something that involves mixing, Julia's all about it. She's like hands-on. Yeah. She's like very much, it's almost like a science. I mean, it is kind of sciencey, right?
Well, cooking and baking is just, it's like chemistry. Yeah, yesterday was cool though. Like I was in the garage and I bought myself a sander for my 40th birthday. Cause see?
Let's listen to this yawn.
Coffee makes me so sleepy.
That's okay. I'll try to edit that out. Or maybe I'll leave it in. I don't know.
I don't care. So I bought myself a sander with a gift card that my dad got me. And I taught myself how to use it. And then I was kind of doing it yesterday in the garage and Riley came out. And I was like, hey man, you want to learn how to use a sander? And I was like, this is fun. Like teaching him. So he sanded part of the table with me.
Talk about role reversals. I'm like baking with Juliet and you're sanding with Riley.
But I mean, it's just taking the time, I think, to offer to teach them something they don't know.
Yeah. And
I showed him and I was like, all right, go for it. And he's like, you're going to let me hold it by myself? I was like, yeah, just don't put your fingers on it. And he did a great job.
Got a jigsaw here too if you ever want to use that.
I don't even know what to do with that, so probably not. When I amputate an arm?
No, we don't need that. Just stay away from Carl. He only has 3.
I know, poor guy.
Carl's our dog.
Yeah, we're terrible people. I got him a collar. It's not a shock collar. I did the research. It just vibrates and it gives them this little beep warning when they bark, and I'm trying to train him not to bark, so hopefully it works.
Knowing him, he's going to like it, and he's good.
He heard the beep earlier and he looked around like, what was that? And then he barked again. He was like, what was that? And I could tell he was like connecting the dots. And I was like, yeah. That's what's going to happen every time you bark from now on. Knock it off.
Yep. He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. He just needs to calm down and use his inside voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know. I'm gonna try to find the time to play the video games because I do enjoy it. I like it a lot. Red Dead Redemption has been really fun. I'm also playing City Skylines, which I've been wanting to buy this game for a long time. So it's like Sim City.
Oh, okay.
And so you basically
like the original, like the old one?
It's like the original, but it has like better graphics. Like you set your zones. You could do public transportation. You can set policy, like city policy. You buy parcels of land. You just grow your city. And I don't know, something really amazing about it. And
you're a man and you want to conquer. You want land.
I just like the city, like building the city. Just
manifest destiny.
Yeah. The other game that I bought that I'm learning right now, which you actually really liked the soundtrack, was Civilization. I think it's Civilization 6 or 4. I don't know. Roman numeral. It's either Roman numeral VI or IV. But that one is more about like conquering and like it's less so building a city, more so building like a civilization. So that one's really fun too. And I got a good deal on it. I paid like $5 for it.
I wish I could get into games. I just, I don't know. Like, I
used to play The Sims.
I did for a while, but now that I actually have a family, it just seems kind of counterproductive, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I actually have to take care of people, like real people? Okay, this isn't fun anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I think I played that, like, before we had kids, but I don't know. I mean, I wish I was into games, maybe like Tetris or something like that.
Okay, side note. ADHD time.
Yeah.
That needs to be a jingle on our podcast. But I was just thinking, it's gone now. Sorry.
It's so accurate. I have these like Instagram reels where I'll be like ADHD thoughts with Lindsey, because if I don't say them right then and there, they're gone. And so I'm like, okay, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, I understand that feeling. I do.
What were you talking about?
I like games, too. I think I'd be more interested in games on a VR headset, to be honest. I do. I just don't know what kind of games I would like to play. Like I said, maybe something similar to like Tetris. I do a lot of like word searches on my phone and like bubble pop and stupid crap. But even that, I'm kind of like, for me, I think relaxation has to be something tangible. Like I like doing things with my hands. Like, I like making jewelry. I like cleaning. I like organizing. I like making art. I like fixing furniture and shit. Like, I like having something tangible to show for my time, which is, I've noticed that about myself. Like, it's a very, like, object permanent thing for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm 100%. So, what I was going to say, my side thought, and then I'll go with you on your thing, I'm drinking an Athletic Brewing Company Hazy IPA. It's non-alcoholic, and I think I'm getting a little bit of a placebo effect. Mm-hmm. Is that weird?
No, it really does taste like an IPA.
No, but it tastes like it. But
not a sponsor, but
yeah, I wish they were. We will accept your sponsorship, Athletic Brewing.
Reach out and be like, hey, send us some NA stuff. We'll drink it. So that's the cool thing. Also, side note, again, we're down the rabbit hole. Here we go. So since not drinking, since I can't drink anymore, and I haven't for like 3 years now, I think, the NA options have gotten so much better. Like when I first was sober, like you could get kin euphorics, which was like neurotropics, which were great, but expensive. Like
I didn't think they were that good.
They were okay. I think it was a lot of hype, and I think they were the first of their kind, and so it kind of was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
Cool.
My thing was like, why am I going to spend like $20 on this bottle
of non-alcoholic juice?
Yeah.
No, for sure. And I think that it was like timing for them, really. But now there's so many options for like non-alcoholic beer, and they taste like beer. Like I have a non-alcoholic stout in the fridge right now. The IPA we have, like Lorenzo's having, and it's funny because I didn't even like IPAs when I could drink, and now I actually like the non-alcoholic ones, and I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. I might buy some more of these, and I might, because it's like you drink a beer to like sort of relax and to chill out and blah blah blah.
But who cares if the placebo effect works? Like,
yeah, but though that the relaxing factor is the alcohol that's in there, right? But this has no alcohol, and I feel like relaxed. It's weird. So, anyways,
I think also our generation too. Like we have been trained like Pavlov's dog to think that we need to have a beer to relax, or we need to have a drink in our hand if we're in a social setting. And maybe that's not just our generation, but like I think that there's a lot of that like subconscious like training of like, if you're in a social situation and you don't have a drink in your hand, like what are you doing? I've noticed that like when I stopped drinking, the first couple times I was out in like social settings, I remember like that's when I started getting like tonic water and lime. Because it tastes like it should have alcohol in it, and it gives me something to do with my hands and something to drink when I'm in a social situation. But it's weird. It's because I think our brains have like, we've trained ourselves to think that we need to have that in a social setting. And so when we don't, we're not quite sure how to handle it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like for me, concerts have been the place where like I enjoy drinking a beer, getting a little loosey-goosey, and watching a show. But the other day we went to Atmosphere, which is a really good show.
That was a great show.
And you had tonic water and lime, and we watched Have Fun, Get Fun? Fun.
No fun.
No fun. No fun, and then a DJ, and then Atmosphere, and really, like, it was great.
It was like a Sunday night, too, which I was like, like no one's gonna show up for this. Like Sunday night, whatever. And then I was like, this is tight. And also like, I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow. I don't think I did. I don't think I went in that day.
No, you have the flexibility that you can just like be like, I'm not gonna come in.
Yeah.
But anyways,
your dad's the best boss ever, by the way.
Yeah, he's very lackadaisical. What were we talking about before that? Before I got sidetracked.
NA beers.
No. Before that.
I don't remember.
It was interesting. I know that. At least it was interesting for me.
You were like, I'm gonna doing things hands, time.
So yeah, video games.
Yeah.
Totally like great. Just mind goes to a different place. I get to enjoy these graphics. Like I get to interact with this other virtual world, and it's great. But the things that I do like to do, and you might have an argument against this, I don't know. But like, since we have a house now, we are very fortunate millennials to be in that boat, homeowners, even though there's some things about our... And anyways, yeah, I'll move on from that.
Segue.
Yeah, no segues. I want to do some things for home improvement. We got a quote to replace the floors. And I got the paper with the numbers, and I was like, you're shitting me, right? Like, this is...
Is this a joke?
Are you paving our floors with, like, 24 karat gold, or like what's going on here? Because this is way too much. So I've done some very minor things, and I know that I'm capable. Like I don't have a reputation of being a handy guy because I haven't really had any chance to like show that. We've rented, and like I'm not going to be working on other people's houses. First of all, I don't know if they would like that. Second of all, I don't know if there was a second of all, but like, anyways, now that I have this house.
Third of all, no.
I've done some things, some very minor things. I replaced the floors in both of our bathrooms and our kitchen. I installed ceiling fans. Electrical kind of freaked me out, but like
I literally was like, please don't die today. Yeah. Like I don't know what to say to you. Don't die today.
Yeah. I got a multimeter and I got the tools and like I have general like just good, like I have a solid base of understanding and knowledge of just different things. I'm very lucky that my dad he showed me a lot of different things when I was a kid. Like, it's surprising to me that how many people that I assume, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming, and I'd be willing to wager a good amount, that not a whole lot of people today know how to change a tire. Like, to me, that's one of the first things I learned when I was like probably Luke's age, which is 11 or even earlier. I know how to change a tire safely. I know how to do simple things on a car. Like,
I would just like fall on my face and I'd die. So
yeah, don't do that. I can do car work. Like, I can change the oil. I've been changing the oil. I'm like, the other day, not the other day, but like a couple months ago, our cars need synthetic oil. I dropped $80 for my car. Your car needed more oil because yours has a V8. It's a big motor, so it needed more oil. So yours was like 120, and I'm thinking like, what am I doing? I know how to change the oil, and it's going to cost me, okay, cool, I need a couple parts here and there to get me started, but then after I have the base amount of parts, then every oil change, I just need the oil, and I need the filter, and like I'm good. So I started doing that. So I have base knowledge. What I'm getting at is, the things that I want to do involve the house. And like, I do want to change the floors. I do want to change the lights. I want to fix this place up. Even things like bathroom vanities, even like kind of like bigger projects. We changed the microwave out in our house. That was an insane, that was a beast.
I didn't think we were going to be able to get it out of the wall. There was a point where we were like trying to pry it out of that metal thing. And I was like, this is not going to happen. We're going to have to call somebody and they're going to be like, well, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. We changed out the cabinets, which by the way, we should get matching hardware for all of them.
We do.
No, but like for all of them should be like the long ones instead of the little knobs.
Well, I don't know where she got, they're expensive.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So anyways, yeah, I like doing those things. Like the cabinets, I'm really proud of that. Do you remember what it looked like before we painted?
Yeah, I took a picture.
Like, we should go back and look at those pictures.
No, I have a picture of the listing, like the house listing when we bought the house, and it's like drab in there. It looks like the 80s puked all over it.
Bad curtains.
Bad curtains. Oh my God. Like, if you go watch Christmas Vacation, look at the decor in that house. Like, great movie.
But imagine that decor has then aged like 50 years.
Right. That's what our house looked like when we bought it. The thing that's cool about our house, though, I have to say, is like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's outdated, but it's not like falling apart. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're like, oh no, we can't use the bathroom because it's falling apart, or like, oh no, this is broken because it's old. Things are in good shape. They just need to be updated. And so that's the benefit.
Yeah. One of the first things we did was cut the carpet out of our master bath because there was carpet in there. So I cut that out. And
bought some cheap peel and stick tiles, and we were like, "This will work. We don't even care. It's not carpet." Like, ew.
That was kind of a beast, though. I had to chip out all the old tile. So I stripped it down all the way to the concrete. I cleaned it up, and before you even lay like the chip peel and stick, has to be a pretty smooth, like clean surface. So that took me a little bit, but I took the toilet out. Like, yeah.
Like, I get it. Maybe old people don't want cold feet, or I don't know, but like, carpet in a bathroom, like that doesn't, there's no logical reason for that. Like, you think about mold and like ventilation and like fluid. Oh God. Yeah. Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah, I gotcha. So anyways, well,
what are you listening to?
Thank you for asking. I'll start with you. What are you listening to?
I don't know. No idea. Let me pull it up and let me just find what I've been listening to. And no, I'm not going to go through my Spotify Wrapped because I don't have Spotify and I could give two shits about that.
But you have YouTube Music and they do the same thing.
But I don't care. I'm not going to like share it with everybody like everybody else cares either.
Oh. I had the mic pointing. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's just funny. People are like, here's my Spotify Wrapped. I'm like, no one cares.
I think it's,
literally nobody.
I've shared mine, my thing, and I know nobody cares. But I think for me, when I put it out there, again, it's one of those things. When you share something, it's most of the time it's just for you, right? Like it's gonna come back.
Maybe.
When the algorithm says, hey, remember last year when you shared your Spotify Wrapped? This was your Spotify Wrapped. I don't know.
Neat. So there's this song I heard the other day, and it's old, but it made me laugh so hard. Mm-hmm. And it's called Asshole by Dennis Leary. It's funny as hell. So
isn't Dennis Leary a musician?
Yeah.
I mean, not a musician. Freaking, what do you call it? I can't. Never mind. Go ahead.
Anyway, it's a really funny song. It's kind of mocking like American culture and all of its like isms. It's funny. My 11-year-old has been listening to Eminem, which I am like not super stoked about, but at the same time I'm like, whatever.
It's from Fortnite.
Yeah. He's like, Mom, have you ever heard of Eminem? I'm like, dude, are you for real right now?
Yeah.
Have you?
I put on Eminem for the boys after I picked him up from their little youth event. And I was like, whoa, I should probably turn this off. I turned it off. It was like,
It was a little intense. A$AP Rock has a new album, actually. There's a song called All City Nerve Map. It's really good. Haven't heard from them in a while, so it's pretty cool that they, like, have a new album out. What else? Dope Lemon, the band Dope Lemon. I kind of go through them sometimes. They're kind of psychedelic, like, acid rock, sort of. Like, I can't listen to them all the time, but sometimes. Of course, I'm listening to the New Atmosphere because it's good. It's my jam. Lots of Christmas music. And you're going to think I'm super weird, but there's this mix on YouTube. Like, I have to play it for you because it's weird. It's just called Haunting Space Banjo. And it's like ambient, but it's really cool. So hold on. I'm going to let you sample. So it's basically like somebody playing banjo, but it sounds like it's like in space and it's echoey and it's really like pretty. I really like it. So I've been listening to that when I'm trying to like focus or just relax a little bit and kind of chill. It's really random, but it's really cool. I like it. What else? I've been listening to No Fun since we saw them. It was pretty good. You actually shared this song with me called Hometown Hero by Oblé Reed.
Oh, yeah. He's good.
He's really good. He's a rapper from Seattle. He's really good. Like, I was pretty impressed. So that's pretty cool. And then podcasts, I have been listening to a couple of different ones. There's some series. So I've been listening to The Exorcist Files again because they have a couple of new episodes out, which is always fun. Spooked. Always listen to Spooked. I've actually been listening to one called Ghosts and Grit with Jack Osborne. He's super into like paranormal stuff, but aside from that, like he has some really interesting guests on his podcast, and he talks a lot about recovery and like his own journey with that. And like, he's a really good conversationalist. Like, he asks really good questions and he gets people talking, and it's a really good podcast. With or without the like paranormal aspect, it's a good podcast. He's just really good at talking to people. And I didn't think that would be the case, but he's actually a very good host. I've been listening to one called Mortal Sin, which is a Dateline series. It's about murder. Takes place in Bremerton, Washington. And
really?
Yeah.
The Navy base? It's
a true story. No, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but if you like true crime, it's a good one. And then this other one called Witnessed, Fade to Black.
I don't like true crime. I'm just going to say that.
That's okay. It's not for me.
I don't like being entertained off of other people's misery.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I think the thing with Dateline that I like is that it's more investigative. It's not like, they don't really give you like a lot of the like morbid facts. It's more just like the facts, and then they introduce like why this person's a suspect and how they went about the investigation and how they found this and what evidence made it happen. And like, It's more like technical, which I like. This other one called Witnessed Fade to Black is really interesting. It's a true story. It is about a screenwriter who disappeared, and he apparently had ties to the CIA, and it's a really weird story. It's really interesting, though, and it talks a little bit about how there was an office within Hollywood that was run by the CIA because in the 90s and 2000s, they wanted to have a better reputation in films, and they wanted to basically like, I mean, I guess it's propaganda, but like they wanted to influence the way they were seen in films and have an influence on their reputation in certain ways. And so they had a film office in Hollywood, and this man was affiliated with that. It's a really interesting story. And it's a true story. I'm listening to the Pretend podcast, and then the last one I'm listening to, I need to find it. Watch me not find it now. Oh, that's so weird. Okay. Well, never mind. And then recently I was a guest on a podcast as well, which was pretty cool. It was called The Opportunist Podcast, and I talked about my first job as a case manager and some stuff. And it was really cool to be a guest on their little mini episode, which it's crazy when you listen to a podcast from afar and then you talk to the host or you talk to the person and you know their voice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you're like talking to this person whose voice you listen to for entertainment. Like it's weird. Her name's Hannah. She's a great host. They're out of LA. It's a great podcast, but not just because I was on it, but like
what's the podcast about? Like people who do bad
it's things? About people who are opportunists and like how. And I talked about my old boss because she is now in federal prison. So anyway.
Cool. Case management, full circle.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else?
No. What are you listening to?
So music-wise, my phone we're recording on my phone, so I don't have access to my library, but there's a couple of, I don't know. I'm not even going to say it because I couldn't tell you what they're called. A couple of hip hop. I mean, I get introduced to music on my Instagram feed, like the algorithm will kind of tell me things. So there's one guy, his Instagram stuff, he's like he kind of has like the old school kind of homie dress. He's got a mustache, Nike Cortez, I imagine. I don't know. I might be imagining this. I think his name's Obed or something.
Yeah, Obed Padilla.
Oh, Obed Padilla. Yeah, there you go.
Good.
Yeah, he's got some good music. And then there's this other guy, hip hop. And can you go to my Instagram real quick?
Yeah, I can try. And
because I reposted his story, and I think he's like kind of maybe not super. Never mind. The story's deleted.
Aww.
But anyways, I'll see if I can remember and put it on Instagram. I've been liking hip hop a bit more. Did you hear something? A baby? Weird.
Did you hear that too?
Yeah.
Weird. Maybe it was cat or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Huh. So, but as far as music is concerned, I'm not listening to as much music because my day is not me working nonstop. I'm actually bouncing from meeting to meeting, so I can't really listen to that much music. Also, I'm on bass now, so I'm not sure where I can take my liberties of like wearing headphones. Like, I don't know if that's okay.
It's fine, just ask.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what the protocol is. Like, do I need to like evacuate in a certain? I have no idea. There's this thing called the Big Voice. You've heard of it. You probably heard it when you lived in that area. But it's like there's a main speaker throughout the whole base. Every day they play like the Air Force song, and then they play national anthem. And I think every morning they play. Is it called taps? Mm-hmm. Is taps when somebody dies? I thought that's when somebody died. That's the national anthem. That's it. But no, there's a song to wake up. There's a song to wake up. Yeah, I think that might be it. Yeah. So, yeah. But podcasts, I've been listening to some podcasts. There's one called my brain just does not work.
It's okay.
It's broken. I cannot remember anything. Is that like, am I the only one?
No.
I think I am. I started the Lex Friedman podcast. Have you heard that guy? I've heard of him. His YouTube stuff will come up every once in a while, but he like interviews like big people. He's interviewing Jeff Bezos in this most recent episode, and Jeff Bezos, not a lot of people like him because he's rich and Amazon and blah 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 whatever.
His girlfriend is gross. And fiance, sorry. Fish lips, Bezos. Yeah.
So sorry, fish lips, if you're listening. But anyways, it's a pretty he gets some pretty big profile people on there, and it's interesting, it's engaging. I like his questions he asks because he kind of asks it in a way that is it's a simple complex, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But Hard Fork, that's the name of the other podcast. Hard Fork. They talk a lot about it's like tech journalism. I'm really into tech journalism. They talk about business. They talk AI a lot. When they start going down crypto, though, like cryptocurrency.
Crypto, bro.
Cryptocurrency does not engage me at all. Like, I don't care about cryptocurrency. Yeah. AI and like tech giant news and CEOs and tech business, like new technology and like the waves and impacts it's having on the world. Those are interesting to me. Crypto, meh, I don't really care. Yeah. So I've been listening to those podcasts. And then we've been watching.
Sorry, that candle smells. It's like really strong. I had to blow it out.
Oh, that's okay. We've been watching a couple shows. We got logged back into Hulu, so we're watching The Murder something.
Murder at the End of the World.
Murder at the End of the World.
Yeah.
It started as like a crime, but there's robots. Spoiler alert.
Supposedly.
Spoiler alert.
Really
Sorry.
Gotten into it lately.
Yeah, I think there's robots. I think that's in the preview.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll watch that tonight. Yeah. But then we
re-picked up Fargo.
Yeah.
Which is great.
We re-picked up Fargo. We stopped watching, I don't know, a couple years ago with the Ewan McGregor one, and we just finished that. It was great. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you liked the ending of that season or not.
That's such a well-written show. It's just so good. Yeah, it's really well-written. I think at the time we got sidetracked with something else. I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was Westworld. I can't remember. Something like that. Yeah, we just got sidetracked on another series and forgot about it for a minute.
It might have been Westworld, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really good. And now
Stranger Things too. I think we got sidetracked on that last time.
I mean, good reason. Yeah. Stranger Things was good. So yeah, and now we're starting the season with the Chris Rock season. Mm-hmm. Chris Rock, and I think also Jason Schwartzman, and there's a couple of other big names in there, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
That's about it. Is that it? We finished Boardwalk Empire.
Mm-hmm. It's really good too.
So that's it. Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah. You're welcome.
What are you doing? You're doing signs.
Oh, I was just saying rap.
Oh.
You usually rap. You usually do it.
Oh, okay.
So I was waiting for you.
All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.